This is Danny Flexen for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by a very animated Dillian Whyte. I'm a bit I think I should have took out insurance on this camera, but well, not only have you got skills in this regard, but you're now a promoter as well, not just a manager. You're promoting a show next weekend, and a coach, of course. But now promoting, what made you decide to dip your toe into the promotional waters, often shark infested?
Yeah, it's mad. Hey, listen, I love boxing, so worked in the game, watched, go to nearly every show, and just looked at it and said, what could I do better? How could I be a positive, a better influence in the game? I've got a decent brand myself, which I built doing my stuff with the media, and on top of it, there's no real black promoters in the game. So in the aspect of diversity for black and brown people, I thought to myself, you know what? I've got a platform, so let me try and, it's not just for black and brown, it's for the culture, the cosmopolitanness of the UK. Anyone in the surrounding areas, grassroots boxing who wants to be on a very good show. So I put a lot of time, a lot of money, built a team together, and you know, I got good backing, good sponsors, good partners who have got good business who are going to sponsor and help push the brand and push the business. So we've done good with the show. We've put some good stuff together. So like the show probably is going to surprise people what it entails. And then we're going to do just a little bit different. We're going to give a bit more to the people who come, because sometimes it's a bit boring at shows. If there's no fights in between, music-wise, there's nothing happening. So we might have a bit of entertainment. And the food's going to be a little bit different, you know what I mean? So check out the food, the menu. We've got lobster, pre-order on the menu if you want that. We're going to have jerk chicken, bit of Caribbean twist culture settings, and we're going to have burger and chips if people want that as well. But we're going to, listen, it's going to be well. I sold quite a lot of tickets myself, because I sell tickets. The other guys we've got very good young prospects who have come on. Most of the guys are undefeated, good prospects, big ticket sellers as well. So the accumulation of everything, we're going to have a fucking crazy busy night. But I don't know if it's all at one time, because, you know, like after people fight, they might go, their fans might leave. But I think once they see what we're doing, we still got next week to go. So we got to see how it all, because sometimes what I found out in this game, whatever happens now, a couple of days or 2 days it's a big difference in, got to give credit to all these promoters who've done their thing. I know this is my first shows probably, and I've made it such a baby that I've not even given no one a chance to do anything. I've just done everything myself, because I don't want nothing to go wrong, because I don't want to blame anyone. I do it all myself, everything. I'm on every matchmaking. I'm working with maybe a matchmaker, but I'm still looking myself and, is this fight any good? Can we do this? Can we do that? Well, I've sent it to this person, and they said, that guy's match. And I'm phoning all the matchmakers, and they said, calm down, Dean, they've already phoned me. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you know that, and then I'll hit someone else, and then they go, don't worry, Dean, he's already told us. I was like, oh, okay, but I'm just so on it and passionate. I'm going to bed 2 o'clock, waking up 5 o'clock, 5. It's just not, only when this is over, I'll be able to rest, and not a minute before then. But I've just been grafting, doing the production with the teams, what we've got, talking with the fighters, liaising with them quite a lot to make things a little bit easier. So there was a show in Tolworth with Johnny Edwards. His got cancelled, and I said to him, I didn't have any space at the time, but then things got moved around. Other guys weren't selling tickets. They didn't like the matches that was being made. So things got chopped around. I put a couple of his guys on, and I was talking to them, but their tickets were a lot cheaper than my tickets ringside. But they sold a lot of tickets. So I said, well, look, you're probably going to be on earlier than some of the other guys, so I will try to accommodate as much as I can. One of the gentlemen was saying he's got old family, mum and nans. I said, I'll accommodate them and put them at ringside while you fight, and until obviously the other people come, we're going to have to do something, because they're paying a lot more than your tickets. And he's like, he was over the moon. But my job is not to make people's jobs hard. I'm here to help and assist, especially grassroots boxing, the guys who are coming up, who can't get to fight on this platform. But what I'm going to provide is a platform that looks very similar to this platform, where they'll have a good time, and there will be, when they do come to this platform, they will have a similar feeling, like, the screens, the bright lights, and the whole showbiz factor, where they feel like they're on a big show and building from early. Because what happens when they come on Matchroom, they get starstruck because it's overawing and they're not ready for it. So this is the meaning of this with my platform, is to build for good fighters to come on there, work their way to that, and kind of have that same platform. So when they do come over, they are kind of ready and they're prepared, you know, in prepared physically, mentally, and just for the occasion. Because a lot of these guys come up short. They say, well, the occasion, I wasn't used to this or this. I was overawed by the bright lights and this and that. And so many other factors play a part in fighting. So because of that, I said, you know what, let me look at it and see what we can do. We put something together. God willing, you know, it's going to continue. And only until the weigh-in's done, then I know everything is done. But until then, I'm still kind of apprehensive that, you know, things could go wrong. But we spoke to some board members yesterday. Mick Collier, shout out him, good guy. Spoke to Robert a couple of weeks ago, and he embraced me and was like, look, I was spoken to by someone and they're vouching for you, so I'm going to embrace you and give you a hug and we welcome you and we're going to help and push to make sure, you know, you get the best out of what you want to do, and we both equally get the best, the board and yourself, to make sure your shows and what you want to do is good. So I was quite happy with that. I was pleasantly surprised. And then, you know, we managed to get 7 fights, I think, sanctioned and passed, which is a miracle in COVID time. Because, you know, when you hear people saying, oh, we can't find an opponent, you think, what's wrong with these idiots? See, like now, I know exactly what they're talking about because I'm seeing it firsthand looking for this guy. Because in the UK, because of COVID, a lot of journeymen, you know, retired and went back to work and overweight and so many things. We've had to probably go Europe and get some fighters and get some fighters here. But firsthand, I can absolutely see. So now I won't question no one when they tell me about matchmaking or this is hard or that, because I know exactly what it takes. Credit to the big man, Eddie, what he does, because he's made it look like a cinch. But obviously, got $1 billion budget, different thing. Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't matter. He still goes through a similar. Maybe he's got a team to, you know, delegate stuff to, which I have started to branch on. But then my first shot, I didn't want to lean on too many people because I need to get it right. After this show, it will kind of move forward. We'll have people who do different positions in there, but I will overlook it and then they just brief me. But this is my baby and I want to get it right. And I'm just anxious, so I'm happy. It's quite mad. You said it came when that was kind of mad because maybe the guy timed it. But I didn't actually, because I did say just release it because we need to go. And it just so happened to fall on this day. I didn't even really understand what today was because I was trying to do it all week, and he was like, oh, I'm coming. What, have you got a spare card? And I was like, oh, yeah, I can sort one out, whatever. And then he was like, oh, bro, are you coming to the press conference tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I was going to go, because you said, he said, oh, okay, well, I'll see you there. I can give you a punch in the chops. If there's someone I want to punch, it's you. I was like, bloody hell, I don't think my whiskers up to it, but no way. But I didn't realise he was actually, you know, doing something. So it's kind of mad, because imagine I just said, no, I'm not going to come. He would have probably cussed and said, wank, I told you to come, because I could have gone on to do something else. But then Kamaru is fighting. I said, I'll come and support. And then I came down there, and it's a big old caper. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know he was going to be up there doing all that, the board. But listen, I haven't really been doing anything with him. And we're talking, but we just talk about family and just catching up and doing this and other stuff. We don't talk about anything, so we don't get into no arguments and fight about stuff, because there's always something that gets the anti, like he always just wants to punch or do some damage to me. And I say, you know, I'm an old man. You got to kind of understand you're a young boy. Try and do that to the young guys or the professionals. There's guys waiting to fight you. Do it to them. You know what I mean?
Just tell him he's got to use his left hand, because at the moment, that might be all right.
Remember, you got to understand he's a former kickboxer, so he probably wants to kick as well. So, you know what I mean?
It's adaptable. Talking of Dillian, how disappointed were you when you found out about the injury and the cancellation?
I'm not going to pretend that I was that disappointed, if truth be told. Like, because I didn't really overthink it. I was a bit of a shock, because it was like, whoa, oh, what the hell, you know? Because I did hear, but I didn't know the extent of it. And then I spoke to him, and he was like, he was a bit, you know, disappointed. And he was like, oh, you know what? I feel like I let these people down and wanted to fight and so on. And then I said to him, you know what? Slyly, not being honest. I'm being honest. I said, I feel like it's God's plan, man. It's God's work. That's it. If it was meant to be, it would be. And I feel like you deserve your shot. And I felt like it was always going to be a hard task fighting a southpaw. It would have been great to fight a southpaw, to test yourself as it being your first southpaw, to have a gauge on where, you know. But Otto Wallin was always going to be a dangerous, big tool, lovely jabs, knows how to use, rough rider, uses his farm, uses his arms, and he's a tough customer. So for me, I always knew it was going to be difficult. Obviously, like Dill said, I felt like once he started going to the body and doing other things, he would kind of slowly chip away. But in the interim, he'll be walking onto a lot of jabs and a southpaw jab at that, and maybe a southpaw left and many other things. So it was always going to be tricky. So I felt like, well, if it was one of them, now you're in the position. If we had a wish, we could wish this away. That's me anyway. But it doesn't matter what I think. He's got a team that decide all of those things. And, you know, it's just one of them unfortunate, he's got this injury. The only thing I said to him, look, the main concern for me is that you're well and you're safe. Recover. Don't worry about whatever anyone says. You've done it. You put yourself on the line many times. You've given the fans hard fight after hard fight after hard fight. You know what I mean? If people think you're just going to pull out on a whim and waste all your money in the training camp, like you said, because they spend a lot of money, these big boys in this camp. You flew in a lot of sparring partners. So, you know, I'm sure, but he wouldn't do that. So, look, they just got to give him his credit and say, look, we'll take this one because you've given us so much great nights at the O2 and many other places, and you've been such a warrior. And just let him ride and let him get his opportunity. It's been too long. He's probably the only heavyweight boxer who, with the resume he has, that hasn't fought for a world title. Dominic Brazil, Molina, many others, countless. Rivas just won one. You know, like all these people, and he's defeated Parker, you know, a couple of times. So he deserved his shot, man. Let the man live, let him do his thing. You know what I mean? You guys giving all these bad comments. Hey, man, thanks for that anyway, because you guys have been the fire and impetus for me. Yes, I appreciate you guys somewhat until I catch you.
On that note, you're obviously promoter now. Dillian's a manager. He's got a number of fighters under his wing. Do you see yourselves working together maybe after Dillian's active career is finished in that capacity?
There's a possibility. I've got a management company and a promotion company. So it's all possible. Look, I think that was the plan in the beginning, White brothers doing their thing together. It never kind of went that way because of, I don't know what it was. It just never went that way. Somewhat things clash, our ideas and ideals of how things should be. We're clash. We're both big spirits, and
they call it creative differences.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. So we kind of went our separate ways on that. But you know, it's good because it's allowed me to become my own man and stand by myself. So I'm doing everything on my own merit and in my own corner. And I think that's the way I love working anyway, because I don't want to answer to many people. I've had that way my whole career, my whole life. I've done very good with my life and, you know, what I've done outside of boxing and whatever. I'm doing the football agents, just signed my little cousin to Reading. We're doing music management. My boys are doing good. They're in a movie on Netflix Prime shortly. We're just, I got a girl fighting Tamira Brown in Tijuana tomorrow. She's 10-0, 7 knockouts. She'll be 11-0. She's probably going to fight in a featherweight World Series probably next year. If not, she'll fight for a world title soon. But I'm a fully fledged hustler, entrepreneur. I'm not messing about. I'm not here to jerk chicken or anything else. I mean business. Yeah, trust me. And it's not about what they do. That's why I made my own lane. So whatever happens, I'm my own man. I take my own risk. If I lose on my own merit. If I win on my own merit, and the team that are around me. And that's just the way it is, you know. And I just like it that way because, like I said, I call the shots.
Great stuff. Always appreciate your time, Dean. Really appreciate it.